Hello and welcome back to the Hotel Advisory Expert channel. Today I'm here to interview Rony Fineman, who is legendary and is essentially a baron since he is of English Irish origin of the hotel industry here in Pattaya. Rony owns over 10 hotels in this resort city, managed by different brands including Centara, Compass, Marriott and IHG with his Holiday Inn Express. So without any further ado, onward to meet Rony. Hello Rony.
Hi Ashley, how are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So Rony, you were one of the biggest developers in Pattaya from the late 90s until recently. What made you decide you've been actually moving gradually towards hotels, towards a portfolio where today you have 10 plus hotels?
Correct, yes.
What made you do this flip? What was behind this and why aren't you developing like you're building hotels?
Yes, well, it wasn't really a flip. Prior to being a developer, I was always in hotel business and I got lucky in development, so I went into it. But obviously, as a developer, I was lucky to have decent profits. And rather than look for other businesses, I decided to stick all the profits into hotels. So I would do a project, the profits, I would, start a hotel and so on. So ended up having 10 hotels now, and then stopped development about 3 years ago. Stick only to hotels, much better.
Okay, so why is it that you stopped development?
I don't know. I think age. I was 60, and I decided I have enough. I have no ambitions to be a billionaire, and why work? Enjoy the last 20, 30 years of your life.
Yes.
It makes more sense to me, right? If I work, it's just to make my children richer. Doesn't make sense to me, So,
yes, I see what you mean. All right. So do you think that Pattaya's best years are ahead of us, or do you think that it is behind us now that, the COVID cloud is lifted?
But I think Pattaya hotel business is a little bit oversupplied in terms of room numbers. And even before COVID started, there was a lot of changes in the hotel industry with so many rooms opening. My honest opinion is that I think it's going to be a struggle for a while, even if the numbers come back. But I can see 4 or 5 years from now, Pattaya being very strong again, and that's based on a larger volume of Chinese Indians. The airport, Utapao, which is Pattaya Airport, is going through a big investment, so they're going to enlarge it and have more, so they will have a lot more traffic. As you know, Suvarnabhumi Airport is almost at capacity, so rather than build another one, they are doing some extensions, but they need another one. And with the fast train coming, which is going to be linked to Utapao Airport, you're going to see 45 minutes from Utapao Airport to central Bangkok, 20 minutes to Pattaya. And so that's going to change the whole dynamic of Pattaya. Also, the Pattaya is moving away now from what they used to be known as, which is the nightlife, more into family. You've got a lot of new entertainment for families. The beaches are being cleaned up. Sand is added. The road systems are improving. So I think Pattaya will only get better. But at the moment, it is fighting for oversupply of hotel rooms, plus obviously not fully recovered from COVID yet. But we are seeing good signs of recovery, so it's encouraging.
All right. So, as an owner, you would be looking at the asset values that Pattaya has currently as compared to when you were dumping your real estate profits into the hotels. So, would you say that the direction that Pattaya is taking along with this infrastructure has actually enhanced the asset values for you?
The asset value is based on two factors. One is how much money you make for the hotel, and the second thing is the land cost. So if you have a prime piece of land and the land keeps going up, which it is, then the value of your property will go up because of the land.
Yes.
So when you have a buyer who is going to look at the books, maybe the value should be less, but at the same time, if you've got a lot of land or prime land, then the value would definitely go up. So it depends where you're standing. But overall, yes, prices have gone up, obviously, from what they were 20 years ago when I started. And I see them going up even more, sure. Yeah.
Okay. What are the things that you look for when you hire a hotel management company to run your hotels?
Specifically now, we are running one hotel by ourselves. We have 3 different management companies running other hotels. I've gone into the international market. Marriott Courtyard Pattaya belongs to me and my partners. Holiday Inn Express in Swaibukau is me and my family, and other hotels are some are mine, some are with partners. And I would say that the advantage of having an international brand is that you pick up a lot of bookings through their website because they've got huge memberships who want to keep the rewards, etc. The disadvantage is that the expenses are very high compared to if you're running it yourself, So I would say if you run it yourself, you probably make a little bit more money than if you give it to a hotel management company. However, it takes all the headaches away from you. So I think that's it's a fair assumption to say, well, I'm not working for it, so somebody's got to make the money. So, so it's on the balance. Some people prefer to run the hotels themselves. I prefer to go on holidays.
That's a good choice, Rony.
That's a good choice.
I actually saw a video that you did about 10 years ago where, you were at that time with Thai companies who were managing your hotel.
Correct.
And today you have, you still do have, I think, a couple of hotels with the Thai companies, but by and large you move towards the international brands. Is there something that the international brands give you which the Thai companies cannot?
I think if you have, for example, a Marriott or a Holiday Inn name, then I think you're going to get a better room rate. Plus, your booking reservation system is a lot easier because not only you get a lot of bookings from their website direct, but also even if people book through booking.com or any of these online bookings, they know the brand, they know Marriott, they know Holiday Inn, they know Hilton, Sheraton, whoever. So a lot of people just book, to a well-known hotels.
Yes,
yeah?
That's right. So you find that the brand recognition is probably better.
The brand recognition is better. Yes, of course.
Yes.
I mean, the local companies some are I mean, they are good for, we have 2 hotels under the Centara brand. And the Centara brand has been very good to us, especially because they are famous in Thailand with the central department stores, and they have quite a lot of local business. So, you know, especially during the weekends, long weekends, etc., that really helps, you know, even during the week. Yeah.
Right.
So it's a strong brand.
Yes.
And we have another local brand, a Compass, which are also doing okay for us, but you don't see the number of bookings coming in through their own website. So, you know, it's more hard work to find the customers rather than have somebody that is already very strong online, and you will get a higher occupancy.
So would it be fair to say that what you save in fees, you spend with the OTAs?
In general, running a hotel on your own is the most profitable way to run it. But again, you got to know what you're doing, and also you have to put the time in. You can't just run the hotel and not be there. It has to be, you know. The good thing about the management companies is that they really know how to run the hotel properly, and they take all the headaches away from you. You literally build the hotel, give them the keys, and see you in 10 years, yeah, which is a wonderful concept.
Which is what you want right now
at
this
stage in your life. Which is what I want. And you know what, if you earn 20% less, never mind. Because, you know, you're not working and you're having this spare
passive
time.
income, so to speak.
Well, yes, the income is more important than the free time to enjoy life. Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rony, you've worked with many general managers over your career.
Yes.
What are the common mistakes you think that general managers make?
You know, I've worked with for many years, even when I was in the hotel industry, and I think that some hotel managers they think they are bigger than the staff, meaning. You know, you have to remember that the staff is the one that's driving the hotel. So you really have to put a lot of emphasis on your staffing, to treat them well, to be fair with them. And another thing is the same thing goes with travel agents. It's not just let's meet, sign up. You know, this is a lot of personal connections and that you need in order to get the business, and I think that is something that's very important. In general, I find that the aggressive managers, I call them, are not as good as the calm managers. So if you had to hire a manager, the first thing I would do is their personality should be calm. You know, so that's what I learned from my experience. Yeah.
So you'd rather have a team player rather than a star?
Yeah, because you can't be a star if you're not a team player.
Exactly.
That's right. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So from the time that you started hotels till now, Rony, the technology landscape has radically changed.
Sure.
Today there are so many technologies out there, and every technology has its own appeal. In your view, what is the technology that you consider vital for hotels today, and how are you using it to enhance the experiences?
Okay, first I want to say that there's a lot of technologies that are very, very nice to the eye, but in terms of operations, they cost you too much and they don't really benefit. Like smart rooms, etc.
Yes.
Unless you're in the 5-star plus category, then it's part of the deal. In general, what I found is that the most important thing for people is connectivity. So you got to offer them good internet and speed internet. You know, good speed. This is the main thing for a hotel, yeah?
Okay.
If you put a key card system where when they take the key card out, the air condition goes off. That's a good touch for the hotel part because obviously you're saving,
You're saving electric
energy. Yes.
Yes.
If you have technology like sensors for your switches in the corridors, I have mixed feelings about that. None of my hotels have it simply because I've stayed in a few hotels that had it and somehow the sensor didn't work and I found myself in the dark, which I wasn't very comfortable with. And yeah, it is a saving, but it's not a huge saving, in terms of your overall hotel bill. Yeah. So technology is another amazing technology is obviously the booking systems that you have. Today you just open your phone and you know exactly your forecast for the next 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, today, tomorrow. You know your average room rate, you know where your bookings are coming from, and all of this information is guiding managers to higher returns because they can see where the business is coming from.
30 days, 60 days,
That's
90
right.
days out.
That's right, yes. So there's a lot of other technologies out there. For example, room keys that, today you can use mobile phone. We have this in 2 of my hotels. But at the moment, we are not using it, but it's there ready. I think it's a little bit too soon because, what happens if you run out of battery?
Yes.
Or something like that. So we started it in the Marriott here, and we see that even people have mobile phones. Most of them still prefer
to have the conventional key card.
Key card, yeah.
Yes.
I think maybe it's a psychological thing that maybe they will run out of or battery or something. But that is definitely something that you can achieve. One thing, for example, for Marriott hotels, if you are a member of the Marriott Bonvoy, then you can check in online before you even come to the hotel. So basically, if you've got a mobile key, you can actually get your key via the mobile, so you don't need to interact with reception at all.
Wow.
And that's amazing, and I would not be surprised if 10, 15 years down the line, reception will be obsolete.
That would be a pity because you'd miss all the pretty young women and the good-looking guys. There
will still be people there, obviously, for problems, but it takes away the sometimes long waits that you have. Depends, if you've got a peak time in a peak season, you've got 3 receptionists and 10 checking in,
That's right,
so you have to wait 10, 15 minutes for your turn. So this way it's easy. You just check in online, you get the key sent, you go straight to your room, but there's still somebody in reception that obviously is there to help you.
Correct.
So.
Okay, so Rony, what do you think you are an owner of several hotels. What do you think are the mistakes that hotel owners make? The common mistakes that they make?
I think it depends. I mean, when you have hotels chains, then they give you a guideline that you have to follow. So the functionality of the hotel will be better because they are giving you the guidelines of what restaurant, how many seats, room sizes, etc. If you are not experienced hotels, you can make a lot of mistakes by underutilizing the space that you have, making the rooms too big or too small, not having enough restaurants space or having too much restaurant space.
Yes.
But at the same time, you've got to have your own experience. I'll give you an example. Holiday Inn Express that I have in Soy Bucao, the requirement for that hotel was 2 main lifts and no swimming pool. Okay. And my experience told me I want 3 lifts, and I insisted on a swimming pool. It's a tropical country, and even though the concept doesn't demand it, I think, and it's showing me time and time again online when I see the reviews
Yes.
that these two items that I insisted on are actually very important items.
Yes.
If you got 241 room hotel and you've got two lifts and one of them is out of order,
Yes.
so you've got one lift serving two, it doesn't make sense.
That's
Even at the Marriott Hotel, we insisted for the main, we have two buildings here but connected, so for the main building they wanted two lifts and I insisted on three lifts, the same thing, yeah.
Okay.
So we have three lifts and two lifts in the smaller building.
Okay.
So things like that. Another thing is not calculating the cost of the hotel. When you, for example, if you're doing normal construction, right, your cost, let's say, would be 20,000 baht or 30,000 baht per square meter.
Yes.
So a lot of people think, oh, well, if I do a hotel, it's more or less that costs a little bit extra. But it's a totally different thing at all,
Yes.
especially when you are with international chains, because fire and safety is the biggest issue for them.
Yes.
And you spend a lot more money on it with the international chains, and also in general, the money that you spend actually makes you sleep well at night, because you know that the specification of the hotel is
Up to an
safe.
institutional grade asset.
Correct, yes. And a lot of people will not have that experience, and they will build maybe hotels that are not as safe, or if God forbid there's a fire in a hotel, the escape routes, the general. So there's a lot of mistakes to be made, and it's totally different than a development.
Yes.
Side. Yes.
I agree with that. Also, I think that properties, hotel companies, especially the international ones, are pushing you towards being energy friendly and eco tourism friendly.
Yes.
And do you find that this trend is actually putting more money in your pocket or taking money out of your pocket?
At the moment, I would say it doesn't really affect the pocket, because the green environment is something that you put in when you build the hotel, not when the hotel is running.
That's right.
Yes, I mean, if you decide to use the towel for 2 times instead of 1 time, you do save a bit of money. But it becomes so small and obsolete. The biggest savings is in when you build the hotel. So, for example, the systems that you put in, the air conditioner systems, the hot water, the lights in general, everything that you put in, you've got to really think about your cost. And I think that's something that you do before you start construction. Yes.
Okay.
If you're upgrading your hotel, then same thing. It's all related. But running a hotel day to day, I don't really see a huge difference whether it's green or not,
Yes.
Yes, and the only thing I see is that obviously it's helping the environment, which is great. I mean, we all have to do our
I'm sure your
bit.
guests also, Rony, see that it's helping the environment, and perhaps that results in more bookings towards your hotel.
It could be. I'm not aware of that, but it could be. But I don't think so. I think the whole world should try.
And save the ecology.
Exactly,
Yes.
and everyone should do his bit, and every little bit helps. So
Yes.
hopefully, we're doing our bit.
Okay. Okay, so Rony, you're in a very interesting position because you have a portfolio of many hotels, given them to different chains. I remember years ago when the Laguna complex in Phuket had given one hotel to the Sheraton and another to Banyan Tree and a third to Alamander and a fourth running it themselves.
Correct.
They came across what was working in one property from a very good policy of that management company
Right.
to educating another management company on what was working. Do you find yourself in a similar situation?
Yes, absolutely. Give you an example, staffing. Yeah, if we know that, let's say we have a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. Let's say on the 4-star, if we have one hotel that's got so many staff per so many guests,
Yes.
another hotel is double than that, that we know that we don't need, for example, all the staff that one hotel does, so we can save. I have to say one thing that, you know, the pandemic was obviously very tough for all the hoteliers around the world.
True.
With hotels being closed in many places for over 2 years. And the bonus, I would say, of this situation is that there's a shortage of staff. So we are forced to work with less staff, and we are finding actually that we can operate the hotels on high occupancy with a lot less staffing.
Yes.
And so that is for us a big deal, because we are able to save a lot of your biggest cost in any business, I think, is your staffing.
That's true.
And we are able to decrease our staffing by about, let's say, 22%.
Okay.
So over the next 10 years, of course, that's going to pay you back, you know, for a lot of the losses that you had during the pandemic.
That's true.
And it really is a formula that is different to each hotel according to the services, but we see it, and that's a bonus, you know. Yeah,
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, so Rony, what do you think is the future for the hotels in Pattaya going forward? I know you said that there is a lot of excess capacity, but we are looking at the post-COVID landscape of more Chinese, more Indians, more Russians.
Well, I think first of all, Pattaya itself has grown so much, there's not that much land available anymore in the center of the city. And I believe that the hotels that are in the center of the city will eventually be rewarded, because there will be, for example, a lot of traffic as a result of expansion.
Yes.
And if you want to come to the central, you know, it may take you a while to come in. So obviously, people would prefer to be in the central. So all my hotels are located in the central. So that could be an advantage, for example. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, it's difficult to say, because Pattaya itself is growing at a tremendous rate. I just hope that the rate that it's growing will be a lot stronger than the hotels that are coming up, you know.
Yes.
Which basically what I mean is there's a lot of hotels that are still coming up in different segments, but in the center of Pattaya itself, not that many. They are towards Jomtien and Bangsare and all of these places. So if Pattaya itself reaches capacity, then you will see a higher room rate, because there's only that much stock in the center. Yes.
One factor, Rony, that we have not factored in is what the current Thai parliament is talking about, which is the casinos.
Sure.
How do you think this will impact on the hotels in Pattaya?
I think in general, it's up to the Thai government if they want to do casinos or not. But in general, I think if there is a casino, then you're going to get a whole new market, which is the gambling market. So, for example, a lot of the neighbor countries that we have, Singapore, you know, Cambodia, Philippines, all of them, they are still great countries to visit, even if they didn't have a casino. But I'm sure that a lot of people who go there also to gamble. So if Thai government allowed casinos, I think it will benefit all the cities that will have the casinos for sure. Thais themselves, I believe they they like to gamble, and maybe instead of them going away to Singapore or to Macau or whatever, they could also come to Pattaya or whatever to gamble,
Yes.
or Phuket or whatever they're going to open. So
True.
it's good in a way. In a way, people say if you have casinos, you have more crime. I don't believe that. I think that
There's more prosperity
there's more prosperity. And
all around.
correct, yes.
Yes. Okay. So finally, in terms of ROI, what would you say to investors who are looking to come into Pattaya?
If you're looking for high ROI immediately, don't come.
I love your bluntness. Yes.
It is what it is. But if you're looking on long term, then definitely there's a potential. I mean, we've seen a lot of places around the world, whether it's Spain or other countries, where where during the early boom days there was a total oversupply of both hotels and apartments, and now the supply, the demand is caught up with the supply, and actually during the season they're doing extremely well. So, at the same time here the prices are still reasonable. So,
Yes, much more reasonable than the other resorts like Phuket or even Samui.
That's correct, and there's a reason for that, because your ADR is lower.
Yes.
So you're making a lot less here than you could do, let's say in Phuket or Koh Samui. And I really believe that that will change in the next 5 years. I can see that with everything that we mentioned before, Pattaya growing, but growing international. I mean, out of the central, especially if you're in the center of Pattaya, I think you will benefit from it for sure.
All right. So I would like to thank you, Rony, for spending your valuable time to educate
pleasure.
the viewers
My pleasure.
of the Hotel Advisory Expert channel.
Okay.
If you like the content of this video, please like and subscribe. And we are here to help you with whatever your queries are with respect to hotels across Thailand. Thank you very much, Rony.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
Cheers.
Ashley. Thank you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you.